Racing's Inside Track, and I'm in Paul Nolan's yard this morning. How are you, Paul?
Good, Davey. Good.
Good stuff. We're just watching the first lap coming up the gallop here now.
That's the coach in front, Davey. He runs tomorrow in Limerick.
Okay.
Would have preferred the ground to be better now with the rain after coming, so Limerick will probably be a fair test tomorrow. That's Cresses de Grisette. There you have Sholokov horse that's not named yet.
This Fine Theatre.
That's Fine Theatre. And that's Palis de Charmille behind it there. He's an ordinary handicapper.
So how many times do you go up this gallop, Paul?
We go up this and then hang back down again. The Mooch won't because he runs tomorrow. He's gone on home. But the lads will come back down now and swing up again. So they crawl up the first time, David. They come up at a very slow pace just to warm up. Then they hack back down as slow as they can go. Then they walk around at the bottom and come back up at a nice half speed. You can see them walking down here now for about 100 metres, and they'll take off again, and then they'll swing back up again.
Okay.
So that's what happens. So the gallop is 5 furlongs long. It's you call the wood chip, it'll be probably lovely spongy surface that it's not harrow deep, so it's rolled, so it's compressed every day. So we use that in conjunction with the sand. They hack on the sand and go slow, and they come out here to do their faster work.
And
they're mainly on this gallop.
And this gallop used to be a sand gallop.
Yeah, that used to be sand
and you changed it to, yeah.
We haven't much, we only get it to come on board, but still we haven't much firepower, we haven't many horses running off.
That looks like a nice horse, Paul.
Yeah, he's a Merigiano. He's a nice horse. He's out of a well-bred horse. He's by Milan out of a good mare, and Michael Cullen's called American Jenny, a large black type mare. He's entered in the Land Rover bumper as well, so we'll see whether he'll run the point-to-point or go for that, but we like him.
Yeah, the nice horse that ran last week in Limerick was second in the bumper. Yeah,
Discorama, he's a saddler maker horse. Saddler maker is dead, Davey, and I'd say saddler maker was going to be a tremendous sire. He'd be Alpha de Zobo, Apples, Jade, some very, very good horses from very little stock, and he was a big loss. But thankfully we've a few nice stores by him, a few of the last in the world, and this fella is very promising. The gallop didn't suit him. I think he'll handle ground as soft as it can be, and he's hopefully something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's good. This is your mode of transport up to the gallop, Paul.
Yeah, a little bit noisy, Davey, but
keeps you out of the rain.
I get the sort of deaf anyway, it's better than getting wet.
And would you go up every lot then and watch them all then?
Yeah, every lot. I book out between lots or just check different old things, and I'll probably start riding out again now. I'm getting the good half of me mucking out, and I'm starting to look very athletic again. I'm getting an awful lot of comments about the way I look lately.
Oh yeah.
It's getting a little bit embarrassing for my wife, but that's the way life has. Some fellas get better with age.
Like back to your hurling days, in good shape.
Yeah, I'm getting the 6-pack is slowly coming back. She's about a 4-pack at the moment, so it could end up being 8-pack again at the end of the season, Davey.
So you just keep out of the rain and look for the good weather.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
That's good. So what do you do now when they go back in, Paul? Wash them down and...
Yeah, just give it a wash now. We always wash with the hose. It's not cold this morning, so they'll all just get their saddles and underneath their legs really all over, Davey, really.
Yeah.
And just give a bit of a scrape then and onto the walkers, and they come back in and they get 2 rugs on them then in their stable after coming off the walker. So they'll be brought back in now, put on the walker, next lot is ridden out, and then they're taken off when the next lot come in. So it's basically, it's rotating the whole time until 1 o'clock.
They're getting a lot on the walker then as well, then walking after.
They're getting a half an hour before they ride out and a half an hour after they ride out on the walker, or 20 minutes, half an hour, and that's basically, and then you're on their back for about 20 minutes, I suppose, 20-25 minutes on their back.
Yeah. And how many have you got riding out at the minute, Paul?
We've about 30 riding out daily, but there'll be half of those won't run. And at the moment we've about 14 3-year-olds being broken. Christopher does them there, he's at them at the moment, he's not riding out now, he's breaking the horses there in the forenoon. So he does all those there during the day. and that's basically it. So there'll be 14 more to come in now to be broken once those are done. They'll come down here to the main yard then, and they'll spend about 3 weeks on the gallop here, jumping and just cantering before they go out to grass. And then hopefully there'll be a few more horses bought into sales, and we'll break them then, and that'll carry on from there.
And you have plenty of 2-year-olds, some nice 2-year-olds as well though.
Yeah, we've some nice yearlings, 2-year-olds and yearlings. You know, hopefully we'll get owners, if not to go to the sales, but thankfully we have the stock, so things are looking up. You know, race-wise it's going to take us a while to get competitive again, but hopefully numerically we'll have a nice few in a couple of years' time.
That's good. James Nolan, how are things?
How are you, Dave?
Not bad. Doing the board?
Yeah, same old, same old.
Did you do that still the evening before, do you?
Yeah. Then you have to change things in the morning where you'd have one that's lame or something wrong, that's the way you can't ride out, you know yourself.
And Paul was saying there's about 30 riding out at the minute.
There is, with a lot of youngsters roughed out already, they're not going to run, they were too weak or whatever else, so yeah, there's a smaller number now than would normally for this time of year,
Yeah. Some nice young horses though you have.
There is, yeah. And so it was always going to be a frustrating year at the beginning of the year because we didn't have a well-balanced team. There was too many youngsters for this year, and then we had a little bit of an unlucky start to the season with a few different problems to the older ones, which meant it was going to be a tough year. But the only thing that will keep you going is there's some cracking youngsters in.
I was saying to Paul earlier, he had a nice horse running the bumper last week, finished second.
We did. Ultimately it wasn't his track or his ground, they didn't go a gallop, and it was drying ground, and we think he's a good horse, but a good horse in his own conditions, like once couldn't have it soft enough on a Nace or an Avon more so than a Tortoise on drying ground, you know. And jumps like a stag. Once his bumper is out of the way, I'd say he'll be a good horse next year.
I see you're on the mooch there first lot. He runs tomorrow.
He does, he runs tomorrow. He's been a good old servant, and the boys have had great crack with him. Ground with this rain now, like his ideal ground is probably no extremes, no quick ground and not heavy ground, and now it might turn heavy, so that's not ideal. But I'd say he'll take his chance because there's not much opportunities for the likes of him. And he's in good form, and he'll give his usual good account of himself, I'd say, you know. But from a winning point of view, I'd prefer if it wasn't as heavy as it's probably going to be.
He always, I suppose, used nothing and the owners nothing. He's won some nice races, especially at Leopardstown.
Yeah, a great year last year. I had brilliant crack with him last year. They were second in a 50 grand race, and they won in Leopardstown as well. So they had brilliant crack on me. Second in the Ulster National. They've had right sport of him.
Owned by ex-hurler Nicky English as well. He's involved in him, isn't he?
Nicky's involved in him with his cousin Roger. Two great fellas to deal with. So they'll have a great crack out, and the whole family all have great sport of him.
That's good. And you're still riding out strong as ever, James?
Yeah, I went to ride 6 or 7 a day. Now we're down to 4 and 5 a day. But I love riding out,
Even in the rain, huh?
Yeah, don't bother me.
Good stuff. Second lot here now, Paul. A couple of nice horses on this lot.
Yeah, all youngsters again. You've the Parade is in front there. He's half brother to Golden Sunbird. Nice sort of a horse. I'd say he'll be a summer horse, Davy. And in behind him there is a Soldier Fortune horse from the Soldier Street. Nice horse, done a good piece of work the other day. Sort of first fast piece. This Emily Sunoco, she ran a nice race first time back after a year and a half to be fourth the other day in Gorn. And behind her then is Jet Mistress. Little bit unlucky last year not to win. I'd say there's a win in her. She was second in a handicap in Wexford, and the winner went on to win 3 in a row after, so she was unlucky to meet that on the day. She's not easy trained, but you know, she'll be a broodmare prospect if she wins. And what is Alan riding there? So yeah,
He'll run in a bumper, will he?
He'll run in the bumper. Mark is riding a nice horse there as well. That was finished 4th in a bumper in Clonmel. Looked all over the winner turning in, but just didn't get home. It was absolutely bottomless that day in Clonmel. And
that's the third horse.
He's a horse that reeling in the years that I'd be hoping that he'll go close on his next run. He's a nice horse. He's very well bred. He's over a mare we train called Savita, and he's by Flemonsford out of a black type mare. I think he's a nice cruising pace, and hopefully he'll take a bit of beating on nicer ground in a bumper in the next couple of weeks.
And Mairead here, who's in front, she rides well, and she's getting out her licence to start riding and point to points.
That's right, yeah. I think she's a very good girl. She's very dedicated.